Hey Archery Talk, this is Lucas, and today I've got my long-term review of the Prime Black 3 hunting bow. I've had this in for months now in preparation for Archery Talk's 2020 Hunting Bow Shootout, and I figured I'd finally share my long-term impressions with you. This bow's got a couple of key upgrades compared to the 2019 bows, and we're going to dig into that in just a little bit. I've got this bow set up with a Trophy Ridge React H5 sight and a Hamskea Trinity arrow rest. This bow has an axle length of 33 inches, a brace height of 6.5 inches, and an IBO rated speed of 337 feet per second. Draw lengths are adjustable from 25 up to 31 inches. Now before we go any farther, if you could please like, share, and subscribe, it will help the channel an awful lot. The Black 3 carries an MSRP of about $1,000, which is on the low end of what you'd expect a flagship level aluminum hunting bow to land. And that comes in a wide variety of colors. You can choose a couple of optional colors that'll cost you an extra $100, but you're going to have to check with your prime dealer for more details on that. And that $1,000 also comes with some hidden value. Every 2 years you can get free replacement strings. That's at least $100 for the prime string setup. That's a big bonus if you plan on owning your bow for a long time. There's also a guaranteed 48-hour warranty part shipping system. So if you need something replaced on your bow, they're going to guarantee to send it out to you within 48 hours. And you also get a free 6-month tune-up at your local prime dealer. Now the big change on the Black Series this year is the rotating draw length module, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that system. Last year on the CT series, if you wanted to change your draw length, you had to change your top and bottom cams, and that's going to be expensive, and it's also a little bit complicated if you're not super comfortable with a bow press or tight with somebody who can do that for you. So that's a big deal for me. It does come with one small downside, and that the limb stop is no longer an option. It still obviously comes with the cable stop option, but because of the rotating module, there's no room for the cable and limb stops. So just the cable stops, which honestly is my preferred system. I don't love the brutal hard wall of a limb stop, but that's just my opinion. Fit and finish on the Black 3 is excellent. Over the past few years, I have loved how the prime bows have looked. And then this particular grizzly brown color is about as nice as anything I've shot in a very long time. It looks stunning in person. As I mentioned, there's a bunch of other color options you can choose for yourself, but that grizzly brown looks good. The grip on the Black 3 series is actually built right into the riser, so there's no external piece at all. And it's a grip I find very repeatable, very flat on the front, and it's fairly narrow in the hand, and that's a style that suits me. Just know that if you're a cold weather hunter, the bow's going to feel a little chilly when you're picking that up on an early fall morning. It's time to dig into how the Black 3 shoots, and on the draw cycle, it's a little stiffer feeling than most of the other bows I've got in for testing this year. Particularly that last quarter of the draw cycle where it really kind of feels like it picks up rather than drops off. But once you get to full draw, the Black 3 really shines, and I think a lot of the credit has to go to the movable draw stops. I'm a big proponent of this system, and it lets you as the user decide how much let off you're going to have, how much value you're going to have, how much holding weight you're going to have. And that combined gives you the ability to get the bow feeling exactly how you want, and that really helps me kind of make this feel as accurate as I can get with a hunting bow. I'm really happy with that system. After the shot, the Black 3 is a little on the loud side. Again, nothing outrageous, nothing you'd worry too much about. It's just a little, there's a couple other bows this year that are coming in a little bit quieter. More than making up for any noise this bow might make is just how well it shoots. I was doing some group testing with this bow at 30, 40, 50, 60 yards, and this thing just shoots lights out. And again, it's largely, I think, because of that movable draw stop system. It's a nice long riser, which always helps me feel a little more stable, and that whole setup just makes this thing a dead nuts shooter. Tuning the Black 3 was no trouble for me. Right out of the box, I was pretty much getting bullet holes straight away. If you do have some kind of left and right tears, you can eliminate a lot of that with the Flexus AR roller guard system. So you kind of just turn that Allen key in or out to help remove some of that left or right tear action. The only downside with this prime setup for me is that if you can't quite get rid of your tear with the Flexus AR system, you do need to find a way to to move the cams left and right along the axle. You're going to have to get a spacer kit from your prime dealer to do that. Not a huge deal, and I honestly haven't had to do it myself before, but if the problem should come up, that's pretty much the only solution. To test for speed, I set up the Black 3 with 70 pounds of draw weight and 30 1/4 inches of draw length. With a 350 grain gold tip platinum pierce arrow, I saw an average of 324 feet per second, and with the heavier 477 grain gold tip airstrike arrow, I was at 281 feet per second. That's plenty of speed for me for any hunting situation. The bottom line is if you're looking for a super accurate, longer axle-to-axle hunting bow, go visit your local Prime dealer and take one for a test drive.